Hi, this is David with the ENZO trading system, and I would like to do a quick update about what we've been doing for trading on multiple markets. On the last video, I mentioned that we were releasing a beta version of the software and signals for up to 15 markets. Since then, we extended it to 20, and now 20 that can be traded right now, and now experimentally we extended it to 40. And really the sky is the limit. The goal is really to have as many as possible. So we've been streaming online this kind of screen which shows all the markets for which we generate signals, at least locally. They're not broadcast yet. And for each market one can see a quick graph of the last few hours, the name of the ticker and the price, and if there's an open position, whether it's a profit or loss, and by how much. And yeah, with this, with the expansion to more markets, there was kind of the issue to really the number crunching issue, where an algorithm, the calculation, especially during the warm up, during tuning, multiplied by 40, it starts to become really heavy and take, I don't know, on this machine it takes about, I don't know, 10-20 minutes. And some remote servers, it will take an hour, half an hour, maybe a bit more. So, but yeah, it's using rather complicated algorithms. It's become kind of a liability. So we've been shifting towards using simpler algorithms. We're still based on the same properties, but that require that are less tuned for specific markets, and they're more good generically. And this is kind of a change in philosophy, which I think is more sound in general. And I will actually, yeah, I have a slide here made. Yeah, the shift is from heavy optimization for specific market to generic models for multiple markets. So the focus is, instead of individual markets, it's more on portfolio management. So the algorithms, they still need to do profitable trades, but we leverage the strength of being able to be on many markets at once. And so it's okay to kind of not being optimal for some specific markets. Let's say in the extreme case, let's say that the algorithms, for example, does badly. The models are doing badly on Bitcoin, but if they do well on everything else, then so be it. So that's kind of the change, and there is less attachment to some specific markets, and this allows us to have less parameters and the reduced numbers of strategies, which may sound like a step backward, but if we see the pros and cons of heavy optimization of single markets, yeah, one is that it's better potential results, stress on potential, but the cons, yeah, is low R&D, because testing even a single market becomes quite time consuming, and especially during development, there's a process of testing and seeing the results, which, if it is a slow turnaround, it becomes quite burdensome to develop. And it relies also on number crunching, and most of all, there's a high risk of overfitting, because let's say that I'm testing on 4 years on Bitcoin. If I get an algorithm works really well on Bitcoin for 4 years, it may not work as well for the next year, the next months. And in fact, I mean, yeah, that's kind of, the more one optimizes for a specific market, the more likely that will happen. So the focus on simpler models with kind of less parameters means that something may not work as well on a specific or a couple of markets, but it's more robust statistically, because it's better to have something that is Not great, but that works well on many possible markets, than something that is really great, but that we don't know how it's going to behave in untested waters. And so, although Bitcoin market and other markets, they can be different, still, if something is fundamentally works well on multiple markets, then it's more likely to be really fundamentally better, and it has a better intrinsic value, better statistical value. So the cons of the approach for multiple markets, yeah, it relies on a kind of a portfolio, which is all automatic and implemented, but it means that if one is specifically interested in making more profit on some specific markets, then this is not the ideal approach. Of course, if there's a specific need on a private basis, something can be optimized for a specific market. But the goal right now is really to just make profit in the simplest and more reliable way possible. And so the con, yeah, is suboptimal on some specific markets. But really, who cares as long as it's profitable, and not just profitable. I had to remind that the goal is, since the last few months, is not as much profit, but profit related to also the maximum drawdown. So we're also aiming not having drastic drops that can be scary and debilitating in the sense of not being able to access funds until profit is achieved again, which can take several months, like we're seeing. So yeah, that's the update. One thing about this multiple markets approach is that the models are simpler and they generate less trades. That's kind of a problem for us because we rely heavily on the as far as external income, we rely on the referrals. So the less trades, the less volume we generate, the less profit we make. But I think it's more important just to have something that just produce more profit in general than something that produces a lot of volume, which is good for the exchange, maybe good for us, but not in the long term, because it's still, because these referrals, they're becoming less and less useful as an income. We'll probably start to charge something for the non-pro users. Pro users, we already take a cut from the profit, and also from the non-pro users, we'll have some. We'll open license again to almost everyone. We still want to be selective because it's important to manage the expectations. That's something that I learned. But yeah, it will be affordable price and probably related to the amount traded. So if you're not trading much, it won't cost much. If you're trading a lot more, it will cost something more. But I think still fair, and definitely, honestly, I think much better than whatever else is out there, which is basically indicators that will cost you hundreds of dollars for nothing. So yeah, that's it for this update. If you want to get in touch, come to the Discord chat, please let me know. See ya.